Alright, hey y'all, it's Pete the Hulk here in Conan Exiles. Oh, actually, hold on, let me turn it over now. What a way to start. We don't need that on right now. There we go. That'll make it a little easier. Anyway, welcome. We're here in the Isle of Sipta, and as you can see, I've got a Thrall problem currently. I'm doing alright as far as the game goes. I got moved to my new base. I'll probably go into that in my other series as well. I just want to take a little aside. You know, in these Noob journey series I'm doing, every now and then I need a breakaway video just to address something else. But I know it's kind of dark right now, and I did that on purpose because I kind of wanted to give you the view. Well, the old base in the dark. Now, if you happen to have seen my other series, or you happen to go watch it, you'll see that there's been quite a few changes to the base recently, and we've got our animal pens going, and we've added sorcery. Spoopy. Not really. After I finished building, I wanted to get back in the game. So that's what I've been doing. And leveling up a little bit. 47. I think the last video I was 39. So almost 10 levels. We've obtained some new clothing and some new weapons. The delving bench. Quite happy. I brought my Yogg boy here. You know, he just had to be glitched in because I can't find any Yogg priest. This is his little shack. He keeps it simple. And yeah, more Thralls. But nice thing is the benches are getting filled out. Still got some crap ones, but definitely have some decent people in there now. Few have been kidnapped and put into service. Several have been purchased from the event. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But like I said, I think it looks kind of cool in here at night. The fish traps are going. And the farm is finally starting to grow. Takes a while to get this compost stuff, this premium compost, whatever it is. But we got some gray lotus growing, we got some aloe, and we have red lotus, crimson lotus. Give them that a shot too. So. I know you can do stuff with the gray lotus. I don't know what I can do with the crimson lotus. I guess I'll be looking that up later. Then we get a couple buddies up top, keeping an eye out. There is no purge, there is no maelstrom. I almost got maelstrom. I forgot. I was like, well, you know what? Because I started playing for real about a week ago on Sipta, and I was like, I'll just I'll put the maelstrom on for Saturday at 8. It'll give me plenty of time. I'll get set up. I'll learn about maelstroms. I'll do what I need to do. So last night, me and one of the Delencias were grinding up some experience. And I'd just come back to the base. No, actually, we had done that, and then I went and killed some rhinos for hide. By the way, this is where you go if you get in trouble. But I was putting stuff in my crates, and I was like, that's weird. It looks like the weather's changing. Yeah, up in the distance, not even that far away, just basically on the shore opposite my base over. There's a big old maelstrom cloud coming down. So I quickly went to my menus and turned it off, but it kept coming. It kept coming, and then it just disappeared. So yeah, I don't even know what it really means. I built this just because I thought it looked like a boat. I thought I'd put some seating in there. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Thralls. You can see I've been working on buying some combat Thralls. These guys up here on the wall are complete garbage. As are Cheech and Chong. That's right, Cheech and Chong are here. They are my most important guards. They are the front echelon against the rhinos and any aggressors. They're terrible. They have ancient, well, he's got like an ancient bow and like an iron sword. I don't even know what this guy's got. What do you got, dude? I forget who this guy was. He was like a Sumerian level 3. He's Chong now. He's got 490 health. He's a monster. And that lovely 48% in vitality. Look at these other stats. 95 in grit, 64 in agility, 88 in strength. But you, my emo-looking friend, just not... He's a decoration. But I went on a buying spree. In my last video, I was talking about how I had, you know, a chest full of obelisks. It was time to spend it. I really lucked out on the workers. I wanted another... What did I want? I wanted another alchemist, and I got another alchemist, and then... I forget what else I was trying to go for. Maybe another smelter or something. But anyway, I got the carpenter. So I was like, no, I'll spend the rest of the obelisk on fighters. And here's this mess. So, the fighters you can purchase right now, we have Varpner, Delencia Snow Hunter, Marcos Bane of Beasts, Janos, and I left him in the... I should have stopped by there. The one that seems to be the rarest anyway. As you can see, we have another Marcos, another Janos, another Delancey there. But this dancer right here, I've had 2. I got one early on, and I was like, well, this is dumb. I don't need this right now. And so I just left him in a bag in the ocean. But that's the only dancer fellow. But what I want to get to is I was getting these Thralls, and I've used a few of them. I did a little bit of leveling up in one of my last playthroughs, and started working with them. I got a Thrall up to level 20. I got a Delancia that's almost to 20. But I just want to address the confusing aspect of Thralls, just period. So, if you go have a little look on the interwebs, which, you know, I do and don't recommend you do. I'm not really sure. Well, okay, so we've got the old information mixed in with the new information, right? And so just because, what you have to think about is, so the 2023 video on Thralls is out, right? And it's got 3,000 views. But the 2022 video on Thralls is out still, and it's got 1.9 million views. So guess which video is coming up first? So that's always fun. So when you're delving through your facts, you always got to, you know, check dates and whatever, and make sure you're not looking at 2018 Conan tips, because they're not always viable. But I've been trying to keep it to about the last 4 months, 4 to 5 months, as far as videos. It's harder to do sometimes with the wiki and the Reddit, because it's not updated. But there is such a wide variety of views on Thralls, right? Now, I came into the game, I want to play single player. I like to build a lot, obviously. You know, I like to take my time in a game, especially one that's as complicated as this one, is one that has, you know, like 40 crafting stations. You've got the base game, PvE, PvP, you know, all the different variations that they have of the game. There's modding on PC, I think. There's, you know, the different approaches that you can play in this game, not just playing the story mode, but just because it's a sandbox game. And the vast sea of no knowledge that you have about a large percentage of this game. So if you want to really get into this game, you know, I can tell you that running around and discovering things and figuring stuff out is absolutely fantastic and fun. You're going to have a ridiculous amount of opportunities in this game. Like, ridiculous. Stress that word. But you're going to be able to, you know, figure some of that stuff out on your own. But a lot of it, you're just going to end up with your phone, laptop, whatever you use, digging around in the interwebs trying to figure out, what is this? How do I make this? It says I need composite obsidian. What? I don't even know what that is. I found obsidian. How do I make it, right? So there's all those little details pile up, and you start looking around. And generally speaking, when you start looking around, you'll find some variations on people's thoughts as far as, like, what's the best thing to, you know, well, PvP stuff's easier to describe because there's just a ton of it out there. Like, what's the best material for building your base out of? How soon should you get there? You know, what should you be looking for in the first day, in the first few days? You know, where are the popular places on the map that you might be trying to take? Where are some places where you might be able to hide? All the obvious stuff you're looking up, right? Like, what weapons should I go for on, you know, day one? Like, most people, I learned, and I have learned to do it myself, like these guys, early on. The decent weapons are cheap, easy to repair, and they do bleed damage, and generally speaking, if you're in a not too bad zone to start out in, you're going to be able to put your work in and roll away and let them bleed a bit. So stuff like that. So I go looking up Thralls. I had no idea that this was the problem, and the problem that it is. Uh, there's no definitive answer, as far as I can tell, that at least there seems to be a majority opinion on. You know, it ranges from one thrall with well trained is all you need. Uh, you don't need any thralls anymore. You can just single player this game completely. Don't even bother with thralls. You're just gonna get killed. No, that's wrong. One thrall, the right thrall, with well trained. Then there's War Party. Yeah, if you don't know the game, that's kind of lame. If I'm sitting here just talking about these things. So well trained, your active followers have increased attributes. So basically, like, what they get boosted from their skill levels and their gains, and what you give to them are increased, and it makes them very, very tanky, very, strong. Then you have War Party, and this is maximum followers increased by 1. However, your statistics no longer influence your followers' damage output. So now, all that influence that you had on them and that made them super crazy, their vitality really high or whatever, that's going to go away. But you're still going to have two, as long as you pick two decent thralls, two nice thralls doing twice the damage at once, right? So that's a lot of controversy there on those, between those three things. Hey, you don't even need thralls. Yeah, get a horse, put your stuff in the horse, call it good if you need to. Then there's the horse thrall combo people who only do that. Then you've got the two thrall people. Then you've got the one thrall well trained people. But I'm not done. But wait, there's more. Don't bother with thralls. You don't want your heart broken when they die. Don't invest all the time and effort into making level 20 thralls, having to spend materials to re-roll, etc. There's an elixir that you can. They get these little bonuses. Come here, Kunar the Invader. There we go. So over here on the right it says perks. Man, once you get to level 10, it'll unlock a perk. It could be +3 to strength or +3 to vitality. It could be +3 to both. So it could be -5 to strength, but in it a +5 to vitality. So it just ranges. So they'll still have their perks. They'll still have armor perks that you put them in. Whatever, buffs they get from the food and stuff. So they'll still be able to function fairly well. And if you have two Delencia Snow Hunters with good stats, the fact that they're not getting the boost from you and well trained should balance out. But again, back to the don't use any thralls, use zombies. Why use zombies? Well, they're disposable. Zombies are something you can do with sorcery. I cannot currently do it. Get out of creative mode here. You see I was putting some torches down before. I was like, I need some light before I do this video. Sorcery. So right now I can make the Circle of Power, which I've got going, the Sacrificial Stone, and the Mataji bench. There's also a shallow grave that you can unlock, and from that you can bring back. You can grab a thrall. You can grab a level 1, 2, 3 thrall and throw them in the grave and turn them into a zombie. Uh, they'll come out leveled up at level 20. So you throw your thrall in there, they might come out with, if they're in the crap range, 2,000 to like 4,000, which would be decent. Or, if you throw better thralls in there, or even named thralls, which I don't really know how that works, but I know you can get up to like 7,000, right? So you're going to get it, okay, basically kind of what you can get from some of these guys, but they won't be quite as good. I don't think they have like the perk set and all that kind of stuff. They're just level 20 health and whatever bonuses they get for being level 20. So here's the caveat. You can have up to 3 zombies, right? So they're probably going to die, but 3 zombies with melee can swarm. Particularly, I would think like a single target is going to be a good environment for them. Just like when you have 2 thralls and you're attacking 1 target. So you can kind of range out and take your shots and heal up and get your stamina up. While these guys just wail away on them. It gets a little confusing though when there's multiple enemies like in this base up ahead. I don't want to get them flustered here. Look at this though. Tell me this isn't a sweet little setup now. You get the firewood, campfire, got some warmth and light, got some booze. We're letting people know. I don't understand why these only work sometimes. Man, my pizza, why would you set up here? Now, let me show you where I am on the map. You can see where I've been. This map is big. It takes a long time. Now, I was thinking I'd like to get a base maybe around in here. And then explore over here. Hopefully there's something over in this area. Get a base in there. That way I can sort of dissect this main area. I have the east and west covered. The central area covered. I've already got a base down here. Not necessarily in the best location in the south. But it works really well for thralls. You have to excuse me, my headphones are dying, and sometimes I gotta unplug. Pizza finally got a new controller. But if you don't know, there's a new part of the sorcery story that involves these merchants. These merchants are ridiculously OP. I can't think of a better time to start this game. You can get these little supply materials. They'll give you some amazing things. And turning in sorcerers, that's what they want you to do. They either want you to kill them and bring their heads to them, and you can fill this pot up over here with their heads, or you can capture them and lock them up here in the cages. Now if you lock them up in the cages, you get more goodies: gold, gold ore, alchemical resin, and steel fire. These are rare things. They are hard to get, and they can be obnoxious to make. And then there's like 30 videos that tell you that I'm just full of crap and that it's super easy. You can just see through. Just get your gold and then make coins and then go buy a bunch of rock notes, pebble notes, and then catch them in the compost, and then put them in the thing, and then you gotta have the shade spice. You get the shade spice with the gold, and then there's people who hate those people. Who are like, just go here and farm gold ore. I found a huge gold deposit here, by the way. Got any people? I got a jailer's key. There's someone in here. Are they gonna attack him though as soon as I buy him? I forget how this works. I got 3 jailer's keys, y'all. We might have to do something about that. Might have to use my new katana. I haven't killed. No, I killed a rhino with it. I like the movement. Well, especially if you have infinite stamina. Yeah. I was trying the short sword, but I can't say it was my favorite. I know it's supposed to be like the weapon, but they have. Give it up for this place having the most ridiculous chest, dude. This place is great, by the way. I just want to drop another. I love Sipta. I had steel tools way before I had the ability to make steel tools. I had nice weapons. There's all kinds of stuff just laying around. The weapons laying around is great. I think that's a nice addition. I had a katana before I could make a katana. But this is how I got my Taskmaster Master. And that's how we're leveling up the Thralls. But this camp's got tons of people. We got cooks. So I got my level 3 cook. We got priests. It's been Zath and Stygian priests. I haven't seen anybody else. So set. More taskmasters. There's my bedroll. So there's my camp. So we got this camp. We've got Proving Grounds, which... Oh! No, we got the Pools of the Grey Ones. I've been raiding that. And that's where I've been getting the Grey One. I got a chest with a bunch of Grey One weapons and clothing and stuff. A bunch of hearts. We got the hearts, so we could go... Oh my god, where is it? I thought I put a note down. Oh, it's way over here. Yep. I don't know why this place doesn't have a name, but it's the Forges of the Firstmen, or something like that. That's where you make gold and stuff. You need that good old composite obsidian. But you can see there's a ton of sorcerers here. The loot is just astounding. There's so many boxes. There's these floating crates too. And that's how you get the shovel. And some random rare weapons. I got the table leg, which I've heard about. And I don't think I can repair it just yet. But lots of goodies. High-end stuff. There's a pickaxe. All these things. You use these to affect the maelstrom. Or call down surges and purges. I'm not really sure. I've been trying not to take anything. It's hard to say no to bones. So. Need some bone meal. Hey, come and kill these people. I'm not gonna, steal it. But there's a little hidden group of guys back here. There's Carpenter, maybe? Tanner. Yeah. And so they change up. Again, more loot. A few bones. Multiple statues that keep appearing here. I don't... Is that an incense box? Oh! I'm stealing that. Blacksmith. So this is where I got my blacksmith, my cook. I had a level 3 cook and a level 3 blacksmith in here. Let's get all these cool flat fighters. There was a named fighter. I couldn't. He got killed. Surge, maybe. Sencha. Something. A couple more guys, and yet another sorcerer. More loot. So yeah, I had, you know, iron stuff early. I had steel stuff early. I had hardened steel stuff early. I had a hardened steel shield before I could make steel. So, what a fun place to start out with for the loot. But I got completely sidetracked. Sorry. On the Thralls. Let's look at Varpnir. As far as I can tell, for the Thralls that you can purchase right now, he has the lowest health pool. So whatever health pool you're going to see on these guys that you buy, that's what they all come with. So every Varpnir is going to have 1938 for his health. They'll have different little boosts, I suppose. But if we look at Delencia here, she has 306 or something like that. 3106, right? And even though she's got 30 points of vitality already, 15 in strength, she's got the 80% in vitality and the 60 in strength, right? Yes, she's going to be running around with me soon enough. But we got to look at the next one, and you'll see here 3106 on strength, even though she only has a 60% vitality and 65% strength, so but 30 and 15. So they start out with the same health no matter what for the ones that you purchase, so you want to be aware of that. It's the stats on the left that are going to be your determining factor on whether you want to run around with them. So over here, this one's got way more vitality, but like crap grit, some agility, whatever, and strength. Unfortunately, the two top fortunately, the top number is vitality and it's 80%. That's fantastic. If you give her some meat, it would be 94%. But what you can do, I think, is give her strength meat, food. What is it, gruel? Anyway, and that will give that a 74% chance to increase. So she'd have the 80 and the 74 in strength, grab some agility, probably wouldn't get much grit. This one, on the other hand, has a little bit higher bump in strength, has some okay agility again, and some nice grit. So you put the savory meat, whatever it's called, the grilled steaks in there, and pump that up to 74% in vitality. So it would still give her a good boost in vitality. Vitality would still be the main stat. It would still be above grit. And then I guess you could mix it up every now and then and give her some strength stuff. 3106. Marcos Bane of Beast. Now he's an archer, but his stats almost always look like this. Now he's got the second highest health pool out of the ones that you can purchase right now. They're 50 obelisks, by the way. You gotta kill. I mean, I say find an easy camp. Most of them are pretty easy. Where I started was fantastic. I'll show you on the map real quick. Over here on this east coast, South Watch Keep. I hung out here, built my first base out here. Don't build out here. You can't put thralls down out here. You can put them in stations, but you can't put fighters down here. I don't think you're supposed to build here, and I build anywhere, so you probably wouldn't be able to build there anyway. But if you build on this little coast area or somewhere in here, this is like where I started out in. There's Catan Trader right here. There's 4 sorcerers in the camp. So, I mean, just go in there as soon as you can kill everybody in the whole place, take them out, and start tossing skulls in. And down here, flame... No. Here. Wreck of the Sea Girl. You've got another tribe hanging out, and then they've got another Catan Trader right there. So I think there's at least 3 sorcerers there. So if you want, the other nice thing is, if you do build your camp, let's say, I don't know, over here, far enough away that this is going to render out when you run to your spot. So you're on your noob camp on the beach, just getting your stuff ready. Run, like, give the distance. There's a couple wolves and birds. If you stick to the beach and kind of run up this path, it's not too bad. There's really only 1 wolf. And once you get up here, take them out, drop your skulls, run back, drop your loot, run back up. They'll have rendered back in, and you can kill them all again. I know, because that's what I did over and over. And then once I got leveled up to get the truncheon, I used my obelisk to buy a fighter. We went in with our truncheons, and then I really started making obelisks and alchemical resin ingredients, etc. So I got so much gold, it's ridiculous. Plus, I found a huge gold vein. So Marcos is the next best. Like I said, he's an archer, but I've never had one Marcos that has agility above 60%. It has not happened. Not one time have I seen one Marcos that does it. It's always strength and vitality. Sometimes he's got decent grit, but the agility is almost always like the garbage factor. So give this guy a mace, and I guess you could feed him some agility food. I don't know if you really wanted to make him that way. Like I said, I keep finding him with decent stats for vitality and strength. This guy's great. We're going to use him. Like I said, second highest health pool to start with for the ones you can purchase. Then we got Janus over here. I think Janus has the third highest health pool to start with. They range, but I mean, whatever. That's Janus that you can buy with a 2,000 health pool. This is Kunar, who I knocked out, and she's got a 23, 24 health pool. So, yeah. He's kind of the bottom of the barrel. And more than likely who you're going to get the most. I found that Janus and Marcus Bane of Beast show up the most for the fighters. Vartma here is kind of rare, and Olvenia, the dancer, is a little rare. Delencia is also pretty rare. Don't be fooled. Because we dropped off a few fighters in the ocean in a bag. So what do? Do you go war party with 2 Delencias? I had an Ulrich the Mountaineer in my last playthrough that was a beast. Beast. And so, you know, have a nice bear, right? You run with a horse and a follower. You just do it. Get the good weapons and the armor you spec in, and you don't need authority. Think about all the points I could save and use if I didn't have anything in authority. put a few points in to help yourself knock a few people out, right? None of that stuff gives you any bonuses. It just gives you more concussive damage. So you give yourself, if you like, you're going to be knocking people out on your own. You're not going to have your thralls to help knock people out. Maybe put a few points in there, 5 points, and then add some concussion in your armor build. Try to get that fancy truncheon, right? Because I plan to spec all the way into it, so there's 20 points. So there'd be 15 more points I could throw around. Into my build. Be pretty dope, right? You could have, you could put 5 points in here so you get your back stab up and still use strength weapons. You could get some more carry weight. I don't know about hard worker, sure, but some grit would be nice, right? A little extra grit. Defensive posture. Incoming damage is reduced by 15% while you're attacking and blocking. That wouldn't be sad. I've never put grit all the way up, so I wouldn't even know. Shield Master, you can block unblockable attacks, or you can not take more than 25% of your maximum health and damage per hit. I guess that one. Steel Dude. But yeah, if you didn't have to put points into authority, that'd be great. Or you could put a few in there, and again, you know, just let loose to the zombies. I think it's up to you, personally. I think it's gonna, and that's the crap answer, and not always the cop-out answer. Well, it's really about your personal play style. People don't want to hear that. What do I do? Right. Well, I'd say that Thralls are viable. Anyone who's telling you that you don't need them, they're a different kind of player. It's fine. There's room for all kinds of players. And there's people that really don't like companions in video games. There are people that play, you know, Fallout. They don't run around with people. There's people who hardly know any of the stories of people in Mass Effect. You know, there's a lot of stuff that people aren't that interested in. But the majority of people, I think, that play this game are interested in the idea of having these crafters, but also having some buddies out there. You know, having a few friends to roll around. You know, single player, PvE, all this stuff. So I think the game is sort of meant for it. Nerfs or not, changes or not. Obviously, there are ways around it, right? 2 nice Thralls in War Party with maces. I've been using the tenderizer, and I just want to point out I figured that out before I saw anyone's video. I like to say that. But the tenderizer is a beast. It just shreds people when you got 2 nice level Delencias, or even a Delencia and a Marcos, or a Delencia and an Ulrich, or a Delencia and a Kunar. I think it's some badass you found out there in the wild, you know. They get the job done, particularly on a single target. They are rocking. And I don't know, I haven't personally made a zombie yet. I'm going to now, obviously, because I've got to see what the differences are. But the 3 zombie things I've seen, well, I've seen people run with 2 and 3. And again, it works very well against a single target. Kind of reminds me of Ark when you send in the little dinos. It's too much for them to do anything to. And even if one gets killed, whatever, they're zombies. Go get another one, Uh, do your ritual, pops out. Let's go adventuring instead of running around with your Delencia. And they take a long time, by the way. That's another thing we could point out real quick. If you look at her experience pool, it starts out at 3675. Bartner's down here at 2450. 2450 on Janus. 3675 on Marcos. So they're about the same as far as their leveling. They take a bit more than most. Cunard is looking good too. Well, my Ulrich the Mountaineer leveled up so much faster than my Delencia does. So we'll see how, we'll run these guys together and see how they do. But yeah, if you know, if you want to save your points from stacking up authority necessarily, and you just want some thralls to help you beat up the bosses, you know, or you couldn't solo a boss and you know, bring them along. You want to do the horse thing, go for it. You want a couple pets, go for it. I think the game was meant for you to have thralls. I think they're very helpful, particularly against large solo enemies. The irritate perk that you get, where even in a crowd you can still get caught up and they can get caught up and start getting whooped, but you can generally get away and get your stamina up, pop a potion, and get back in it and help them out. So you can do that with 1 thrall, 2 thrall, 3 zombies. That's a help, right? I like them because they carry your crap for you. Isn't that wonderful? The horse carries more, and if you can get a bear, or if you just want to get a bear pack once you get high enough level thrall on the right bench, you can put a bear pack on any of these people. They just won't have a helmet. It goes in the head armor slot. So you can still get the extra carry weight, and I absolutely loved running around with a bear. I did War Party last time. I enjoyed it. It was fine. We were kicking ass on Conan Exiled lands. So I personally, I think what I'm going to do this time is probably try the other one, because I want to see what their stats look like. I forget what it's called. Well trained. But again, if you don't know, in this game you can respec. It's fairly simple. I have the ingredients for it laying around in a box, probably right here. If not, I've got the seeds to grow the plant. There they are, yellow lotus seeds. So you just need some yellow lotus. You don't even need that much. And you can respec your points. You don't have to respend all your knowledge points. So what a lot of people do is they put their points in expertise early game, throw in a little bit of vitality, maybe a little strength or whatever. Actually, a lot of people wait to fill these out later. Expertise, grit, and vitality, right? And change your stuff later. That's what's nice. It's an easy potion. It's not some super difficult process you need to get through. You don't need some ridiculously... Yellow Lotus is on this beach. I saw it just a minute ago. It's right here. It's all over the beaches. It's all over the place. It's not that hard to find. So, if you want to change that at any point, then go for it. And as far as the Thralls are concerned, I think run around with Thralls. At the very least, you've got a buddy. You know, yeah, they could get killed. Maybe they're not the monster machines they used to be. I think they're fine. I think you can get away with running around with just one. And again, on your abilities, right? Based on your abilities. You're the kind of player that, you know, maybe you're into, you know, you want light armor and agility, and you don't want to get caught up in all the commotion. Bring these two, you know. Bring 3 zombies. Let them take care of the business. You keep an eye on staying out of it. Maybe popping some arrows in there and stabbing people in the back. But they're all viable. I guess what I'm really saying is the only opinion I sort of disagree with is sort of like an opinion for everyone. I think is definitely modeled more depth. That one is really based on playing style. That's running around just by yourself. Can it be done? I ran around here and did pretty well. Hold on. I didn't have I didn't have any problems in this area, right? Good place to start. Good place to start your thralls, your fighter thralls. There's just easy stuff to kill. Wolves and, like I said, birds. Easy mobs. And then, as I moved inland, you get spiders. You get these big trolls. I was doing all right, but not great at that level. I wasn't getting killed though. By the time I got over here, I'd leveled up armor and weapons a bit. Some tough battles, but I didn't have too much. I didn't get into too much. I did a lot of exploring, scouting. Up in here, it got tough, and this is where I started dying multiple times. It took 2 deaths to get this really figured out, because I kept trying to figure out where the stupid map marker was. I would have only died once if it but I would say bring a buddy to this, because there's an event thing here. It's a fight. So yeah, I ran into some problems all throughout here. This area also had some issues, but I put this down because I thought about making a base here. But now I think I would like to be a bit further in, closer to this big city place, whatever this is. And over here, just in case you don't know, there is a bunch of merchants. This is where I bought my eggs. We are growing spiders and rock vein. Got a red one. To see if I can get a rock vein farm going. Or a chemical based farm. And I bought something else, a reaper maybe. They're in the fridge. I got a bunch of those peblets, so I'm gonna see if I can do that. Luck out. But as far as Thralls are concerned, there's a lot of controversy out there. There's a lot of old material, a lot of old videos and wikis and things. You know, thumb through the information. Like I said, I try to keep it within the last 4 months. I personally like running around with them. I think it's cool. If they help me get out of trouble, they bring the aggro of a lot of the stuff. Not always, but a lot of the stuff. Sometimes you can literally just, if something's chasing you, you can literally run behind it, and they will stab your partner. You get them into the action if they're just goofing off. I have them on guard me usually. But sometimes when we're going in to just kill, you put them on attack and they're just monsters. So, and there's a ton of other people to find out there on the map. Like I said, there's another, I think it was an archer over there in that camp I wouldn't mind picking up. You can see in the background there's another place over here to get thralls, and then like the gray one's camp is like that way. So lots of stuff to raid in this area. I built out here. Oh, here's Olvin. What's your health stats? Yeah, 2,000. Oyvind. I briefly considered building out actually in the water. But it gets really deep pretty quickly. So technically I don't really have the safety I had in my other base on Exile lands, because everything can just swap up to it. But we don't have purges, we don't have maelstroms yet. I need to know how to make animals and where the bosses are. We killed one boss. Alright. I think that about covers it. Put what you want into them. I think the game was sort of meant for it. Obviously, you know, at the workstations, they're super helpful. And there'll be people who debate that with you too. Listen, use the thralls, run around with them, give them a shot. If you like one, go for it. If you like having a horse into this, and if you like a bear pack into this, and whatever, you know, try some different stuff, see what you like. Like I said, I really enjoyed in my last playthrough having a bear. There's just so much stuff you can collect. If you want to think about this, you don't have to put as many points into expertise, which the bonuses are kind of the weak end. Tools lose durability habits quickly, and hunger and thirst deplete 33% slower. Fantastic. Put 5 points in it to get the carry weight and that. Otherwise, you know, you have your choice between double resources on the last hit or twice as likely to gather rare. I don't know. Twice as fast on the nodes. When you're over in a cover, you can dodge and move, or you build better structures. So I guess if you're a PvP player or PvC, that's probably helpful. Anyway, have somebody in your tribe doing that. But I'm back to the ground, and I'm going to keep running around my Delencia. She's alright. 65, 60, 75, and 55. We're going to work on her health. We're, what, level 8? So we're getting close to her first perk. We need to get some illusions on you guys. You guys look ridiculous. Yeah. Alright. So again, make up your own mind. Run around with them. The game was meant for it. Have fun. Enjoy Conan. I am having a blast. I love this game. I love figuring out all this stuff. And, you know, it takes a lot of effort. Like you said, get ready to have that phone beside you, ready to look up a ton of information. Because believe me, you're gonna pick up something, find something, see something along the way, and you're just not gonna know what to do with it. And you're gonna go, "Well, this seems like an alchemy thing. I'll put it in the alchemy bench." I must be in cheat mode. I don't have all these recipes. Or do I? What if I do? I didn't know you can make the bags here. With Dermok the Experimenter, we can make all kinds of funky things. Oh. Is this how you make the clothing things for those guys? Let's give that a shot. But yeah, you're gonna end up throwing things in here and going, I must need these for something. It looks like it belongs in here. It doesn't. So you're gonna scroll through every single potion and you're like, there's gotta be one in here. We can make Reaper poison. Put that on our blade. Alright. If you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. Take a thrall out. Go have a good time. Y'all be good to each other. Have a great day.